Greetings folks, and I hope the future isn't set wherever you are in collecting land. And welcome back to the channel for another episode of Grail or Fail. For the uninitiated, Grail or Fail is where we revisit a statue or an action figure or other collectible widely considered to be a classic and find out if it's still worthy of that Grail status today. So under the microscope today, it's Pure Art's 1-to-1 battle damaged T-800 art mask from James Cameron's 1991 masterpiece Terminator 2 Judgement Day. But before we dive in, I'd like to send the usual shout out to everyone who supported the channel, and please drop a like and hype on this video as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you don't miss any of the action figure and statue reviews, previews, showcases, tours and all that other good stuff that we've got coming up. But enough of my ramblings, let's get uncomfortably close to the T-800 and find out if he is a Grail or a Fail. Okay folks, so house lights up so we can get a closer look at this this mask, this 1-to-1 art mask that Pure Arts gave us. Now this was released back in 2021 and they also released a clean version of this. I don't have the clean version. It was a toss-up, but I wanted the battle damage version. I think the battle damage version just looked that much more imposing, that much more menacing, and it's just a look that I really like. Now this thing pretty much in its entirety is made out of polyresin, so it's got some heft to it. It's about 18 inches tall, and there are a couple of display modes as well. But we'll take a look at those when we've had a look at the light-up features. As regulars to the channel will know, I am not a huge fan of light-up features in my statues or in my action figures, but when it's done right, and it's been done right here, it can be absolutely phenomenal. And this piece just begged for those light-up features. But we'll do as we always do. We will start at the bottom and work our way up. The stand. Now the stand is unusual on this particular piece because it's dual purpose. You can have it like this, pretty much desktop mounted, with the mask facing forward like that, or alternatively, and we'll take a look at the base in the roundup section, because it's such a hefty beast, this. Picking it up with one hand will probably end in tears, and that's the last thing we want. But yeah, the second of the two display modes, you can actually wall mount this thing and have the mask itself off at an angle. And that looks suitably impressive as well. I don't display this piece like that, but I will pop a picture up in the top left hand corner there so you can see actually what it looks like if you wall mount this piece. But yeah, we'll start with this base. You'll have to take my word for it because I'm not going to try and lift this with one hand. What you've got underneath is 4 felt pads. There's the Pure Arts logo, the T2 logo, obviously an officially licensed product, and there's a battery compartment under there for the 3 AAAs that this thing runs off. It would have been nice to see it USB powered, USB-C powered, but you know, we're talking 2021 and the batteries do the job. And as I say, we'll take a look at that light up feature. But yeah, this stand now, I do like this stand. I like the way it's been done. It extends out at the front here, and it's pretty much designed to look like a post-nuclear strike world. Possibly a road section here with rocks and rubble in the background there, which all lead up to the base of the mask itself. The detailing, if I can get in close, and the light's picking this up, the detailing on this is really nice. There are brown paint applications, there are greys, there are whites, there are blacks in there, all to pick out the detailing. The sculpt is on point and looks suitably rock concrete like. And it's the detailing here that you can pick out when you get up close. Obviously you get the skulls. There's multiple skulls going on all over here. Around the side, if you come around the side, you can see the skulls are continued there. And those shaded brown paint applications to give it that sort of mix of earth and stone and concrete look really impressive. And it's the little details that you spot when you're actually you get up close with this piece, like this. I'm going to call it a hobby horse, which obviously I think is meant to reference the scene where Sarah Connor is dreaming of the children's playground when the nuclear strike happens. You can even see a sculpted in spring there. I think it's great, really well done. Weathered really nicely with those brown paint applications, more skulls around the back. Then you've got another section of pavement, sidewalk, if you will, which is jutting out at the back. More brown paint applications and shading there. My first impression with this, when I first got it out of the box, was I thought it was a little soft, but when I got up close, I just realized how much detail the Pure Arts have actually crammed into this piece. If you look at these sort of girder building sections, pillars if you will, at the back here, you can see the exposed steelwork underneath that's holding them together, and that's bent and mangled at the top up here as well, and you can see it on the main stand section as well. Coming round the back, that paint application and detail is continued, really great, really nicely weathered, and overall I think it's a really impressive display stand, and it complements the mask perfectly by not having too much weight around this area where it joins the bottom of the mask itself. I think it gives it that free floating, almost independent look, which really works. So the mask itself, let's have a close-up with this mask. Now, we'll start around the back, as well, we don't always start around the back, but we will on this occasion. First of all, these wires. Now, well, let's talk about how the mask attaches. I am going to attempt just to demonstrate this by lifting it a little bit. Very simple, as you can see there, he said confidently. Not the easiest thing to do with one hand, very heavy as it's polystone. But yeah, the mask section simply detaches at that joint there that you can see lifting up just on this seam line. All the electrical functions work through that connector, so there's no need to wire this or anything like that. But yeah, these wires that hang down, these are real wires. They're frayed at the ends here, as you can see. They're not functional in any way. They're just attached at the bottom here, and they give it that extra battle damaged look, like it's been ripped off the body of a Terminator, and it just works really well. Mask itself, once again, poly resin, very heavy as you've just seen, but I'm going to pull back here so you can just take in the proportions here. Now, proportions look on point to me. The sculpt looks very screen accurate. The paint applications look great. You've got the paint applications themselves really pop when you get up close. From a distance, they do get a little bit lost, but under this light, this quite harsh white LED light, you can just see the level of detailing and the multiple paint applications that Pure Arts have used here. You've got everything from sort of a metallic silver to a gunmetal grey. You've got these super shiny sections, which are meant to look like obviously the original chrome finish that the Terminator had before it was destroyed in this way. Around the chin area, you can see the dinks and the holes, the pits, and they're picked out with that sort of chrome effect paint as well. But you've also got plastic in these sections as well. It's perhaps the only plastic that really is in this piece. Is these pistons, the jaw pistons at either side. But once again, paint application on those is excellent, and you'd be forgiven for thinking that they're actually metal. I love the profile of this as well. It can be displayed full on or profile, and sometimes I just like to have it in profile. I think it's just as menacing. That jaw section, really nicely done, and if the light is catching this, and I'll try and get inside there, those paint applications are even continued on the inside of the mask as well to give it that metallic and weathered look. Moving up, that nose area, really nicely done. It's pitted, it's cracked, it's scarred and dinked, and there are holes and burn marks all over the mask itself, all over the face itself. So let's talk about those eyes. Those eyes are phenomenal. I think the level of detailing, particularly at the price point here, because this, yes, it's not a cheap piece, but it's not a bank account breaker. This one, it's very reasonably priced, and I think for the price, the level of detailing in there, especially in those eyes, I love how dark they are inside. That really sets these eyes off, and that's complemented not just by how deep the sculpt goes, but by the black paint application on the inside as well, which fades out as it gets closer to the main body of the mask itself. But those paint applications really are phenomenal. And across the top here, as you can see, the cracks, the dinks, the unevenness. I love how it's not asymmetrical. I think that's great, or rather not symmetrical, how it is asymmetrical. So you've got a lot more of the crown of the head, if you will, on this side, on the left-hand side, and you've still got those visible vents, which aren't visible on the other side. The fact that the whole thing is uneven just adds to the realism for me. Coming down, let's talk about the light up features on this piece. I'm going to pull back here before we ignite the light up features. Underneath there, as I mentioned, you have got a battery compartment for 3 AAA batteries, and as is the way with the vast majority of Pure Arts pieces that are light up, they've got concealed battery compartments. Around this side is this fantastically sculpted tire here that you can see. It doesn't move or anything like that, but it just adds that extra sense of depth and realism. You can probably notice that these 2 skulls are here and here have got slight gaps around them, whereas the others don't, and that's because these are actually plastic and these are both buttons. Now, you'll probably be able to see the light up feature better in the showcase at the end, but we will switch it on here. One button activates the base. And what does happen is, and I'll try and get the camera over this, is the nameplate lights up. Really nicely done here. LEDs, white LEDs under the nameplate, and you can see that Terminator 2 Judgement Day light up. Fantastic. And then the rest of it lights up as well. Well, I say the rest of it, it's certain portions. So this is probably not the best light to be filming this in, ultra harsh white LED, but as I said, we're doing that for the details. You'll see these light up features, but yeah, the light up features extend down, and it's almost like there's lava in the cracks here at the front, and that extends all the way down the side here. It extends into the main body of the base itself, and then upwards towards the mask. And there are spots here all over. It's not just limited to one area, so I would suspect there are multiple red LEDs going on the inside of here, and it just works. And the light feature also extends up to this pillar at the back, probably getting lost in this bright white light, but it is there. And you get some around the back as well, only a small amount around the back. You could probably pick it up there in that crevice between the 2 pillars. But yeah, I think it just works incredibly well. If you display this in dimmed light or in a darkened room, it looks absolutely phenomenal. But don't take my word for it. Check out the showcase at the end. So let's press the other button. So you hit the other skull, which is positioned just above the tire there, and that actually activates, and I need my thumb for this one, will actually activate the mask itself. So your red eye, yeah, the world famous Terminator red eye. Hit that button once and the left eye lights up. Super bright LED, it's even visible under these lights. As I say, dim the lights and it's even more impressive. But around the back here, and I shall swing this round so you can see this, just on top of the neck connector here is another button. Now there are three positions for that button. The first button, and I shall hit it now. Now that gives you a sort of a flashing effect, as if the Terminator is on his last legs and just about to shuffle off. And if the microphone's picking this up, and I shall be quiet here for a second, not sure whether it will. It's quite quiet, but there is a crackling effect, almost like an electrical circuit trying to connect itself but struggling. Hit it again, that button, if I can find it. And you get the blinking eye. So you can have one eye static, one eye blinking. You can have one static, one blinking with the static noise, or my preferred, which is the third option, which is you hit the button the third time and you get both eyes lit up like that. As I say, probably not looking too impressive under this light, but trust me, when those lights are dimmed, which you'll see at the end there, it really does pop. The teeth, the mouth. Now, the clean version of this had much cleaner teeth. This version has far dirtier teeth, and I prefer it this way. I think they are excellently sculpted, really, really well sculpted, almost look like real teeth. You've got that paint application to give it that ivory effect, then over the top of that, you've got the browning effect, which runs into that, what I want to call a gum line. It's not really a gum line, is it? It's the metal of his jaw. But yeah, it just works. I think it works really, really well and is suitably gruesome. Probably the only bits of plastic on this particular mask are the pistons at the side here that connect the jaw to the top of the head. They're done in plastic, but the plastic itself is pretty sturdy. And the paint applications to give it that metallic look are very good. To to the untrained eye from a distance there, you'll be forgiven for thinking that is actually metal, as you would the entire face mask. Very, very well painted poly resin there, and it's continued around this side as well. So there you have it, folks. That is Pure Art's take on the battle damaged T-800. I suppose we better go in for a final verdict then and find out if this guy is a grail or a fail. So folks, lights dimmed and it's time for a final verdict on Pure Art's take on the T-800, their art mask 1-to-1 take. Good points. I could go on all night about the good points. We dim the lights a little bit so you can see how this sort of orange light up effect works, and how it extends up this back pillar here. Dim the lights even more, as we will do in the showcase at the end, and it really looks, it really does look the part. Forgot to mention as well there, when the eyes are lit up, the light up feature extends down the face as well, and it almost looks like it's burning underneath. So yeah, light up features absolutely excellent. The proportions nailed on, in my opinion, absolutely nailed on. Screen accuracy is there in spades. This base, I love this base, and as I mentioned at the top there, not a huge fan of light up features, but in this case I'll make an exception. I think it just takes it to a whole new level when you use the light up features. I think the paint applications are phenomenal. The sculpt is excellent. The metallic paint applications on the mask and the variety of paint layering that's been used here just gives it that metallic look and feel, which is phenomenal. It is superimposing as a centerpiece to any Terminator collection, be they action figures or statues. I think this really works. Worthy of mention here, Pure Arts actually, as I mentioned before, gave us a clean version of this, which is just as impressive. They also gave us a limited edition version of both of these, which came with a grenade, which is numbered the same way the base is. They also gave us a couple of versions of the T-1000. They gave us an all-silver liquid metal version and a natural-looking one as well. I think it's a great line. I think Pure Arts really excel themselves with this line, and are very, very good at this kind of piece. I think it just looks amazing, absolutely amazing, as you can tell. I personally love this. But is it a grail? Now that's a tough one. Criticisms, I'm struggling, and as regulars to the channel will know, it's very, if I can't find anything wrong with the piece, whether it's a review or a grail or fail, then we know where that's heading. I suppose the only two niggles I would say is that one that I mentioned in the previous section here, that maybe in just certain areas here this base could be a little bit more HD, but I'm nitpicking. I really am nitpicking. I think they've done a phenomenal job with the base, and I suppose the only other thing that I would change is I would make it USB-C powered rather than running off 3 AAA batteries. But that's it. Apart from that, I cannot fault this piece. So, in my humble opinion, I think this is a bona fide grail from Pure Arts. It displays beautifully the construction and the obvious love and attention to detail that's gone in this make this absolutely 100% a grail. So there you have it, folks. It is a grail for Pure Arts' take on the battle damaged T-800. What's your take on this, though? Am I getting this wrong? Is this not a grail piece? Do you have this piece in your collection? Do you have the T-1000 mask? What do you think of Pure Arts? What do you think of the movie? Please drop a comment in the comment section below. Nothing is off menu, and I will be fascinated to hear your take on this particular piece. So, what have we got coming up on the channel? Well, there's plenty more episodes of Grail or Fail. We've got shed load more 1/6 scale action figure reviews coming in and previews. We've got stuff from Hot Toys, from InArt, from Susu Toys, Present Toys, Caustic Plastic, Exo6, Iconic Studios, the list goes on. We've got more statue reviews as well coming up. We've got more tours, more showcases, more retro reviews. So as I mentioned at the top there, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing anything. And I suppose all that remains for me to say is a massive thank you for watching from myself, from Pure Art's take on the T-800, take care of yourselves, and until next time on the channel, happy collecting, and it's over to the showcase.